Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Clay Loves Logic, where on this channel I solve logic-based Sudoku puzzles I find interesting. And today I'm going to be looking at the puzzle Cage Dominos by the Bard. Not much to say about the rules. Looks like it's pretty straightforward, easy puzzle. So with that in mind, let's turn our attention to the rules. And as always, I'll put the link to this puzzle in the description of today's video so you can try it out if you'd like. But we get normal Sudoku rules apply. You have to have the digits 1 to 9 in every 3x3 box, in every row, and every column. And then we just have killer cages. That's the only rule. Digits and cages have to add up to the total in the top left corner, and they can't repeat. These two are 17. Or sorry, these two are 7. These two are 17. And that's it. It's going to be an easy one today. So we have a 3 cage here, and a 3 cage can only be 1 and 2. That's the only way to make 3. And a 4 can only be 1 and 3. So there's always a 1 in this row because it's in this cage. So this has to be the 1, and this has to be the 2. And that's going to force this to be a 1-3 pair. 16 you can only make with 9 and 7 because you can't have double 8s. A 14 is going to need the 8 with a 6, and then we're going to need 4 and 5 in the 9 cage. A 17 cage always has to be 8 and 9 when you're only allowed 2 digits. 6 cage is from 1, 2, 4, or 5. 17 cage, again, is 8 and 9. A 13 cage is going to be 7 and 6, and then this has to be 3 and 4 in this 7 cage, and that'll give us a 5 over here, which takes the 5 out of this and the 1 out of the flip side. 16 cage again is always 9 and 7. So a 17 cage again is 9 and 8. These are now a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. But of course, this is not a 1 or a 2 because you can't have 1 or 2 in a 2-cell 12 cage. So the flip of that is 8 or 9. One of those will be the combination with which we sum to 12. Okay, an 8 that can't have a 1 or a 2. It needs to be of the digits 3 and 5, which will place a 4 here and a 3 here. And I have about 10 minutes doing a quick one tonight. So let us go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a 6 and an 8. And that will resolve because of this 8-9 pair there. That'll force this to be the 6, this to be the 8. 8 there sees this 8-9. We can do that. We have a 3-5 pair here, which is going to take 3s out of all of these. And if 3 comes out of here, 2 comes out of there. Okay. What's next, I ask? Well, we know the combination of digits here, don't we? We have to, because, or almost, we could have 4 and 9 is valid. There's no reason it couldn't, and it can't be 4 and 9 because of the 8-9 pair. So it can't be 4, 9. It can't be 8, 5. So it has to actually just be 7, 6. And that actually does resolve this 7, 9 cage. We get a 9 there and a 7 there. And now we see all of the high digits with which you could use to sum to 9, 6, 7, and 8. So we're left with only the only option is for this to be a 5-4 pair, which forces a 1, 2 here. But more importantly, a 4-5 pair looks directly at this 3, 4, and it says that has to be a 3. That then has to be a 9. 3 comes out of all of, well, 3 only could be in 1, but either way, 3 comes out of there, 2 comes out of here. We now get to place a 2, which means we'll get to place a 1 and a 2. Okay, and then we have a 4-5 pair that also looks at this 1, 4. So now we can say that this is the 1 and this is the 4. In this 11 cage, it has an 8, so 8 plus 3 sums to 11, which lets us clean up this 3-5 pair that we had in this 8 cage. And we're just making great progress. Let us turn our attention to an 11 cage here, because it sees the 8 and 9, so it can't be 8, 3, or 9, 2. And it also can't be 6, 5. So it just has to be 7 and 4. And that will see this 4, 5. And so we can put a 5 there and a 4 there. And now what do we need in this cage? Well, look at that. Where do you put 1 in this box? We have a 1 here. And none of these can be 1. So this is a 1-9 pair in this cage now. And then we get a naked single, don't we? What's left? Just 2. This is a 2. And then, so what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5. That takes the 5 out of this cell, which takes a 1 out of it. So we have a 2-4 pair now. Okay, so what could this 9 kg even be? It could be 1, 8. That would be possible if it was 8 and 1 because of these 1 and 8. It can't be 2, 6. Or sorry, it could never be 2, 6. It can't be 2, 7. It could be 3, 6. But that's it. And so then this is from 1, 3, 6, and 8, isn't it? Okay. Well, better yet, look at this. We have an 8, 9 pair in the first box that sees this 7, 9. So that lets us resolve that 7 and 9. And now we need in this box, box 1 of the Sudoku, we need a 2 and we need a 6. Doesn't resolve yet. All right. So when we're making 11, we can't use 2 or 9 because they're already in this row. We can't use 3, 8. It's already in this row. Our options are therefore 4, 7, or 5 and 6, both of which are valid. So let's turn our attention elsewhere. What about a 12 cage? Well, actually, the 12 cage is tremendously helpful because if it can't be 8 or 9, if we can't use the digits 8 or 9, then it has to just be 7 and 5. We can't have repeat 6s. And the fact that this is a 5, 7 pair, it looks directly at this 6, 7, and says this has to be the 6. We can then take 6 out of here, which means we can take 3 out of the cage as well, because that's how you would sum to that. Well, now we have these are all going to be basically low digits now, aren't they? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all spoken for. And so the only way you can get to 7 using lower digits is 3 and 4, which means a 1 goes there and an 8 goes there. A 1 and 8 now see this, this 1, 3 pair here. And so this has to be 3 in the corner of all places, which lets us put a 6 there. Yeah, and then this is a naked single and it has to be a 2. So it looks at this 2, 6, and we can clean that up. And then where shall we draw our attention? Oh, look at this 4 in box 1 sees this 3, 4 pair in box 3. We can clean that up. That's a 3, that's a 4. That's going to look directly at this 7, 4 pair and clean that up. All right. What about a 7 cage that now can't have a 1 or a 2? Well, it can only be 3 and 4. And we already have a 3 in this row. So this is the 4, and this is the 3. That's going to see this 2, 4, and it's going to let us resolve it. Yeah, and now we can't have a 4 in the 11 cage, which means we can't have a 7 in it, at least in those positions. Okay, so now how do we get to 14? Well, we need to use an 8, don't we? Because we can't use a 9. And you can't use double 7s. So the next best thing is an 8, 6. And then we can take 6 out of this position in the 11 cage, which lets us take 5 out of it as well. Oh, and now look, we have a 6 in this row that looks at this 4, 6. So we can put a 4 there and a 7 there. That extends further down. That's a 5 and a 4 now. This 6 also sees this 6, 7. So we can place a 7 and we can place a 6. Excellent. And now we have a naked single here too. Oh, whoops. Let's back that up. I have misentered a digit. This is supposed to be a 4, and then this is a 7. Somehow I had double 4s there. So this is a 5, this is a 4, this is a 7, this is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a naked single, and it is a 5, which will look directly at this 5, 7 here. Clean that up. In the bottom row, we're going to need a 1, a 6, and an 8. Well, this can't be a 1 because of that 1. And this can only be 6 or 8. So this is a 1. This is a 6 because of the 8 in this row already. Column, rather. Sorry. So that's an 8. That's a 6. We have a great deal of things happening. Well, better yet, we can't have a 1 in this row. And if we look at box 3, we have the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the only way to make 7 is this could be a 6 with a 1 or a 5 with a 2. And of course, we have 6 and 1 in this row, and we have a 2 in this box. So we can say this is a 5 and this is a 2. And now we're going to need the digits 6, 7, and 9 in box 3 of the Sudoku. And we can see that 6 can't be in either of these positions. So this is a 6. And to sum to 13, you would need a 7. The 6 sees this 6-8 pair and cleans it up. This 8 sees this 8-9 pair and cleans it up. We're now left with a naked single by way of a 1. Another one in this box has to be a 5. To sum to 12, we can only use the digits left that are available to us in this column of the puzzle. We have 3, 8, and 9. So of course, this is 3 and 9. That it doesn't resolve yet, but it does tell us that this is an 8 and this is a 9. Now we need the digits. Well, we need a 2 in here, and it can't be in this position because of that 2. So that's now a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an 8. This is now 1 because it sees both 3 and 9. And that'll resolve the 9, 1, and the 9 will resolve the 3, 9. 2 digits left in the third box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7, which has to be here because of that 7, and a 9. And then we need a 3 in the middle and an 8. 10 minutes, 43 seconds. 28 people have solved this puzzle in 1.7 hours. Very, very approachable puzzle. Great start to Killer Cages because there's no other constraints. So if you've been looking for an introductory Killer Cage puzzle, I think this one's very approachable. It was very fun. I would strongly recommend it. I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and I will see you on the next one.